Who is Randy?
Don't bring anyone mother into this.
Your mom in the fucking stand!
Now, as always, I'm always excited when you come back because I feel like you not only entertain, but you educate the fans.
Yeah, this is more, it's multi-layered.
Okay.
I thought I'd talk about perhaps Christina's two favorite things, sports and public masturbation.
Yes.
I like one of those two things.
Yeah.
A lot.
Sports?
Yes.
But so the first gentleman we have here
Gentleman.
is one that we could maybe sympathize with. His name is Reese McGuire.
Okay.
Man is only 25 years old. When this incident, young man. When this incident happened, he was 24 years old, and I've already kind of alluded to what the theme of the topic is. But let's hear a little. We have a tape of Reese getting pulled over by a police officer in the folder there. If you want to listen to some of it,
sure, let's do it.
So whenever the car pulled up there, you didn't know that they were watching you.
No.
Doing what you were doing.
No, I did not.
Okay, and when did you realize that people were here other than like us knocking on the window?
I didn't. I was in the car, and then at one point I kind of was checking to make sure no one was looking, like no one was around me. And then at that point I kind of got spooked when I saw you, sir. And then I realized what a dumb place to be hanging out, you know.
So Reese was in a parking lot nearby his apartment that he was in for spring training, and he decided to pull on over and start cranking it in his car.
In a parking lot?
In a parking lot.
Like a store parking lot?
Like a strip mall.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. Was it nighttime?
Right. It was daytime.
Oh.
Kind of early in the morning.
Oh.
But here's my question. Have you ever publicly masturbated? And by publicly, I mean like in a dangerous situation. Like he wasn't necessarily beating it in public, but
I've tried to do it driving on the freeway before, but it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as a comic, I feel like every comic has jerked off in a rest stop or something, right, along the way. Right?
Yeah, right?
Huh? I'm not going to out anyone in the room over there, but I polled the room before the show today.
Yeah.
2 people said they did not publicly masturbate, and 1 said that they did. I won't say who is
did. Where'd you publicly masturbate?
Well, I was a much younger person at that time, but let's see, a drive home from high school, I did it one time then.
Okay.
And then...
Did you pull over or as you were driving?
As I was driving.
And you just shot it all over yourself?
I forget where it went, but I remember not caring.
Oh, okay.
I almost did the drive thing like you two, and then I thought, like, if I crash and my dick's in my hand in a fiery mess, they're going to be like, well, we know why he fucking drove off the cliff.
Yeah.
His pants are on his ankles and his dick's in his hand. Like, they're going to find you that way.
Well, plus the cleanup, I would worry, too. How do you
That's not a
clean up as you're driving?
You throw it out the window.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I had a glove.
It's a car and someone's like, man, that was a big bug.
Wait, so...
Splat. That was a big one.
One time in a car and then...
And then the other time, I was in a flight to...
You're
Is this the 45-second one? I was in a flight to Israel, and my mom and sister were in the thing, and I was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom for 5 to 45 minutes.
At least you went to the bathroom.
And you jerked off in there?
I did.
On the flight?
I did.
To Israel?
To Israel.
Did you shoot it in the toilet or no?
Into some toilet paper, but I remember coming out of the bathroom, and there was a line, and all these Orthodox people, I think, heard me doing what I was doing because they were very upset.
Are you allowed masturbator?
I mean,
You are, but not for 45 minutes when there's a line.
Wait, what do you mean though?
What?
How did they hear you?
Yeah, what did they hear?
Like
they heard that they were waiting for 45 minutes. Like I was just in there for.
Oh, you could have been shitting though.
You could have been shitting, yeah.
Yeah,
right?
I would assume shit.
I thought you
been.
meant
Yeah,
that
sure.
they heard you like, oh, like you were making some noises.
Like that?
Yeah.
That's how I spit. Yeah.
So disgusting. Like and I'm assuming economy class bathroom. So meaning that like
I'd
just
like to remind you that I'm Jewish, Christina.
Right. But just I'm saying that it gets way more use than the first class cabin's
my
restroom.
God.
So
But-
like, you know how filthy.
Yeah, but I was in high school. Like, here's
No,
the thing.
I
I
know.
don't give a shit where
Yeah,
I am.
yeah,
I'm going to get the
You're gonna
poison out.
crank
Yeah,
it
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I feel bad for old Reese here.
I do too.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
Just
So,
not a daytime.
Should I play the next one?
Well, yeah, there's you can hear more of the exchange with the cop. You can skip to the third clip, I believe.
Who's recording this exchange?
This is on the
Police?
body cam.
The body cam of the
TMZ got a
police.
hold of this.
I mean, if you're down at an apartment next to the stadium, why would you come to a parking lot just to masturbate?
I don't know.
I mean, like, are you staying with other people at the apartment, or?
There is, yeah, I have a roommate.
Okay, and is it like a weird situation where you feel
It's like a studio, so it's, yeah.
Okay.
Why does a policeman have to know why he's cranking one?
I think it's just to get in his head and find out if he's a fucking derelict or if he's just a kid making a mistake.
Yeah.
You know, so he's like, "What are you thinking?
Like, what kind of crime are we going to charge you with here?"
Exactly.
I thought it was more like for his arousal. Like, why are you doing this?
Maybe it was a little of that too.
Tell
what
me
if
about
he's just stroking it?
I've always wanted to pull someone over like this.
Yeah, like, why do you want to
I'm not
know?
sure what goes on from here, but as far as, you know, I've realized that I made a mistake of having my pants down and doing what I was doing.
Caught my pants down, literally.
If there's any way I can really learn from it, I feel like hopefully no one's harmed in fucking what they saw. But
How did they like? So the people?
Someone
call?
called the cops
They
that saw
did.
him because he was like he didn't do a good enough.
So he's just sitting
recon.
in the fucking front seat jerking off.
Yeah, he's like outside the dollar store, like maybe looking at porn on his phone, you know.
Jesus Christ.
But now, I mean, again, he's a young kid. He made a mistake. He's the catcher of the Toronto Blue Jays. He's having a rough year. It's a little. It's fucking with him. You know, he's charged with a
Yeah.
misdemeanor. Could become a sex predator for this.
Jesus
and
Christ.
Also, now he's getting trolled. Like the other day,
Oh, yeah.
he was playing for the Braves. Just shit talk is one thing, right? Like from
Yeah.
other players. He was playing against the Braves, and the organist for Atlanta played "Beat It" when he was coming to the plate.
Oh, damn.
Ultimate
That's
troll.
messed up.
Yeah, so it's like he's got mental.
Damn.
So this gentleman, I feel bad for.
I do feel badly
bad
for him. I mean,
too.
it's a stupid thing to do, but I feel badly for
Yeah,
him.
because he's a dumb young kid. You know what I mean?
And he's dumb, young, and
full of cum. Not
Yeah.
anymore. He emptied it out. Though.
Thank God.
Do you think he nutted? Do you think he nutted before?
Do you think the cop? Yeah, he was like, "You think I just finished this? I'm already in trouble. I'm already in trouble, man."
I just wonder because he had very like that sounded. All of that sounded like post-nut clarity coming out like I'm an
Sure.
idiot, all that stuff. So, you know,
But
I didn't get a good look at his
adrenaline.
pants though.
But here's the deal. Don't you think at least he could have covered with a blanket? You know what I mean? Like at least
Yeah.
cover
Yeah, but if you're
up
like this-
and then
You know what you need? You need one of those sun reflectors in the windshield.
Yeah.
Just throw that up, jerk off, and then take it
Yeah.
down.
Well, these
good
next.
thinking, Tom. Good thinking.
I mean, there's plenty of ways you could have gotten
Yeah.
around it.
Or like
I would have just
maybe-
denied out of my ass that I was masturbating, unless I was like, bah, 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 and then I heard
Yeah, same.
on the
Yeah.
window as I'm like, oh, like he literally caught me with my dick in my hand.
Yeah.
That would be
Same. I
rough.
would have lied. I'd been
So
like, "What?
maybe
I was
he-
changing. I peed in my pants or whatever.
I was peeing in this. I
spilled."
had to piss in this can or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Piss
would've
spots.
lied,
I was
too.
filming an episode of Piss Spots.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
You don't watch Piss Spots, dude?
So that.
Is this him on the last one, the sixth?
Oh yeah. That's a video of him in the back of the cop car.
Is there any, I mean, is it for sure going to court kind of thing, or?
The simple fact is it's a misdemeanor.
Mm-hmm.
They're in public. I got people that saw it, and we saw it when we walked up. And then it's just whether or not you go down to jail and you get booked in for a misdemeanor,
Mm-hmm.
or we say, hey, this person is reputable enough that we can give them
A court date.
when and where to be.
Oh my God.
Because see, the unfortunate thing about an incident like this is it could just be a young guy jerking off in a car.
Yeah.
Or it could lead to other things, or it could be a sign of other bad things that could go on from that person. So the cops have to figure out, is this person just a fucking idiot, or are they fucking like
Right, a degenerate doing other
menace
things.
to society?
Right.
Like these next two folk that we have here.
Yeah.
The first one, I was educated by you, sort of. The
Yeah.
Charles Haley story. I never
Amazing.
read that Cowboys book until recently.
It's amazing, this
And
guy.
the fucking stories about this guy. I mean, this one is very much more aggressive than
Way more.
And I mean, sure, it involves cranking it quite a bit in public, but this one he wants people to see. And
Yeah.
he'd be like jerking it in the locker room and front
Team
of guys,
meetings?
putting it at team meetings. He'd go up to Joe Montana and be like, "You know, you want to suck this, sweet ass Joe Montana."
Jeez. So you're saying that he would
This dude would aggressively walk up
Like-
to people in
I
the
have
locker
to-
room on his team and be like, check out this dick right here. And then sometimes he would come.
Yeah, he
Jerk
would.
to
He
completion.
would.
Oh, that's
he would
not
jerk to completion.
cool.
There was
Yeah.
incidents where they'd walk into a meeting room and he'd be on the floor just being like, "You know, you wish you had this," and he'd be cranking his dick on the on the fucking thing. You know, he'd do it in the locker room to like female reporters and shit.
So what kind of disorder is that? Is that some kind of a fetish?
They say that this is. I had
think
these
he's
quotes.
Not totally stable. Go ahead.
I wanted to word these particular quotes because he was described as socially awkward and unflinchingly vicious. Which I thought is a great way to describe him, and also quite imbalanced. So those are like two ways that people describe him.
I think since his playing days, he's been diagnosed as bipolar or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but this is before his what would have been probably his brain damage, that he had actual personality disorder. Maybe,
Definitely.
You know.
Definitely. Yeah. Something's going on.
He was also an excellent player.
He would murder quarterbacks, and then he'd be like, "Suck this fucking dick, you bitch."
But some people say "suck my dick" as just like a demeaning
figuratively.
thing. Yeah,
sure.
He would actually pull his dick out, show it to people, be like, "Why don't you suck this
Which
shit?"
takes it to another level completely.
And also,
almost a way that I respect, but
yeah, it helps too. It makes it even more like vicious and dehumanizing, that it's a really big dick from what people are saying.
Fucking fire hose.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes,
I
and
wish
that's
I had
what
a
he was
picture.
so proud of it.
Yeah.
Well, and also the football is such a homophobic sport. It's probably very powerful intimidation tool.
Well, it worked because he would be like, "You looking at my dick, faggot?" And he would be like, "Well, I can't help it. You're putting it in my face, Charles." As the guy's trying to like go about his day, you know? Could you imagine just like being in? You show up in the meeting room, like, "All right, guys, we're gonna take a look at the Seahawks spread formation here." Oh, Charles, what the fuck? He's like in the back, like, "What's up?" You know?
And
his own team
if he
meetings.
wasn't good too, like he just would have been like cut.
Yeah.
But he's a star player at the time, and they're like, "It's one of our best players.
I
He's
know.
always jacking off in front of everyone, and he's doing it in a menacing way."
They
You know,
would
it's not
laugh
like
ab-
just, but it's not just jokey. That's menacing, you know.
No, yeah, that's like
It's harassment.
It's total
because
harassment.
there is the fun guy who shows his dong to people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like there's always like the comic that's like chicken skin and shows you his
Or like the
nuts,
frat house.
Yeah, it's the Bert. It's the Bert guy.
The Bert guy.
Like his dick's out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all
Bert
the time.
shows his dick?
Yeah.
Bert shows his dick. Bert exposes himself to people.
Well, to be fair, I haven't seen it in a long time, but he was like, he's a naked frat dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this is like, imagine if Bert was like, "No, fucking look at it."
Yeah, if he was, and then he was
Yeah.
like, "Watch me come," I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, man,
I mean,
I think the
fact
watch-
that he could
we got to
just come-
record
I
this
think
podcast."
the watch me
Yeah,
come, watch me come is the wrong level.
I don't
That's
think
when
he
it
would
goes.
say watch. He would just do it.
He would just
And you're
come.
like,
That's
oh
the
my
thing.
God.
The
Yeah.
guys would laugh it off like he was frat boy Charlie over here.
Yeah.
But then he would jizz, and they'd be like,
Yeah.
"Okay, that's a little."
That's what happened
a
that
little
time.
different.
My
If
This
they
friend,
was-
eye contact with
this
Joe Montana
was-
while he comes.
that's
This was the 90s.
Yeah,
If this
yeah.
was right now, this would be
over
front page.
canceled because that's
Yeah.
what happened when my friend's little brother was jerking off. Did I tell the story
Yeah,
on the show?
yeah.
Jerked off in front of us. You just don't expect people doing it for
Yeah.
real, and then you see the jizz, and you're like, "Oh, you weren't joking." Like that's a real.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So Charles Haley did that. I mean, most of his offenses are against other men, so you can kind of be like, "Ha ha ha," you know.
well, you don't know that. That's all you know about.
Well,
he
sure,
probably is doing that to women in his life.
But I just like the idea of telling Joe
Sure.
Montana to suck his dick while he's jerking. That makes me smile
Yeah.
ear to ear. I don't know why.
It's fine for
And
me.
Just
Joe's
thinking
just
of
like,
Joe Montana, Joe
Oh,
Cool being
Joe's he's got to be like Charlie's in his personality. You know, like,
there. Yeah,
the
he's,
way
you
they
know how
write it
quiet
off.
Joe Montana is. He's
Yeah.
just like, Charles is crazy. You know, he just got.
Yeah. He came in
cool.
front of me today, which was weird.
And we won the Super Bowl. So
Hi, Jeans. Did you like that highlight? Well, you can watch an entire episode here or more highlights here. But definitely subscribe here. That way you can, get the latest videos as they drop. For real, 4 strokes.